Welcome to another Skate Better video. Today we're going to be going through some progressions to learn how to do a backside stall on a curb, a box, a bank, and a quarter pipe. Okay, now this was something that was requested from one of the subscribers. I'm going to put his thing right here, somewhere around there. So he asked how to progress yourself into a backside stall. So that's what we're going to do. Now this is how I found is a really good way to teach people how to do it. Everybody has their own flow of teaching and like what works best for them. So even if you take one thing from here, that's awesome, but don't think that this is the only way to learn it, okay? Now, before we start, I do have two very specific prerequisites to be able to do this. First one is you need to be able to turn, okay? Turn both ways ideally, and you should be able to turn on a bank and also on a quarter pipe, okay? And the other thing is you should feel very comfortable doing a frontside stall and being able to roll backwards or fakie, okay? If those things give you trouble, I would suggest stopping right now, working on those things, and then coming back to this video, all right? And then also before we start, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification button. Helps me a bunch, and I can continue to make these for you, all right? Whew, it's hot, I'm sweating. Let's get right into it, all right? So, talking about the progressions that we're gonna do to work our way up to doing this. The first one is just gonna be, I'm gonna be standing normally, and I'm gonna jump, hit a front side stall, and then jump off fakie, okay? So, boom, and out, okay? If this were a ramp, I would go boom and roll back, okay? But I want you to get comfortable in hitting your H blocks or your grooves into a coping or a corner and not freaking out. Okay, remember to load up your hips when you're jumping, use your arms, but don't overextend, right? So you're here, boom, and out. All right, now step number two is going to be very similar, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump out 90 degree, land 90 degree right here, right? And then with my opposite foot, it doesn't matter at this stage if you land both feet in like this or one foot out like this, as long as the majority of the weight is on your outside foot. When I land here, you're going to then put your foot right there in the H block as if you were going to drop in, put the other foot, and then push off, okay? You can jump off, you can push off, whatever you prefer, all right? Let's see it live action in color, okay? So here we go. We go 1, 2, 3, 90 degree jump, boom, I touch, and I go, right? Now that's with one foot. Let's see it with 2 feet. We're here, and I jump, boom, majority of my weight is over here. Now I lift, I put my other foot in, and I jump, boom. All right, one more time, and we continue. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, and jump, boom, 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 and in. Now stage 3, you already guessed it. We tried 90 degrees, now we gotta go the full 180, okay? So here, you're going to jump, turn all the way around, and landing with your chest facing outward. What we wanna try to avoid is when we're jumping, we don't wanna twist our legs and leave our body behind. So one thing I always like to think about is when I'm turning, I'm trying to turn this way, kind of going the opposite as a seat belt, okay? Now, don't take it to the extreme, don't take it over your head, right? But if you kind of go with the seat belt analogy, you end up in this position because wherever my shoulders turn, my hips are going to follow, right? And the opposite can be said also. If my shoulders turn this way, my hips follow, right? Okay, here we go. So we're here. We're loading up and zoop, bah, hold and in, okay? Now, once you understand the levels of progression over here, you can then transition to the next spot and use the same levels of progression. That's the beauty of it. So we're gonna be using the same method that we did over there, over here, and then on the bank, and then on the quarter pipe, okay? So let's just jump right into it. We're gonna start first with the front side stall, fakie out. Jump, touch, out, okay? And nice and easy, 90 degree jump, boom, hit and back in. 90 degree jump, boom, hit and back in. 90 degree jump with one leg, boom, hit and back in. Both feet out, shoom, ba, toom, toom. And jump, and down. And jump, and down. Now, if you are able to do all of those, you are ready for stage number 3. Let's go over there. We're gonna go a little quicker. Now that you have the premises, now we're just gonna start demonstrating, right? Because I don't have to go through it all the time because you already know what we're gonna do, all right? Now, when we're talking about banks and quarter pipes, I highly recommend helmets and I highly recommend knee pads. I'm not wearing knee pads because I want you to be focused on what my legs are doing so you can see them a little better, and sometimes the knee pads that I use, they're a little bulky and they might get in the way and you might not see everything clearly. So I'm doing this for you, okay? Let's jump right into it. We're gonna go through all the progressions and then we're gonna go to the quarter pipe. Here we go. Locking H blocks, boom, and down and fakie. Halfway in, boom, hit, down. I would also recommend doing the double jump, boom, hit, down. And then last, we're doing the full 180, boom, down, boom, down. See, all the progressions, just the same. Now, why did I want you to learn the halfway turn? And I also want you to learn how to jump out. 2 reasons. Gives you options, gives you safety. If you feel like you ain't got it, you can just go halfway in, put your foot on it, and go. If you feel like you really don't got it, you're going too fast, you can jump out into safety on the top of the deck of the quarter pipe or on the top of the deck of the box, right? So it just gives you options instead of freaking out and, I'm gonna fall, right? Now, those are all the progressions on the bank. Now let's take a look at the quarter pipe. Okay, so we're gonna turn around this way. Second progression, halfway in. Hit and down. Again. Hit and down. Both feet on the deck. I'm okay. Full 180 turn. You should now be prepared to be able to work those different progressions one by one, starting at the curb, working onto a box, working onto a bank, finishing at a quarter pipe. Don't feel pressured to have to get the trick in one day. Sometimes it takes a little building before you're ready for it, okay? Hope this helps. Leave me some comments below if you think I missed anything, or if you learned it on your first try. I would love to see it. Go ahead and post a video and tag me on it, or look me up on Instagram at John Newjack. And yeah, remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I'll keep making them if you keep liking them. See you on the next one. Boom!